Samanda Chakavalesu Atragachandu Devada Satthalang Munirajasa Sulandu Sagamokharam Dhamma Savana Kalo Ayam Bharanda Dhamma Savana Kalo Ayam Bharanda Dhamma Savana Kalo Ayam Bharanda Namo Bhagavato Ariya Jnana Sagara Bhuttama Viharajaya Tathagataya Arudo Samma Sambuddhaya Sasavaka Sanghaya Namo Bhagavato Ariya Jnana Sagara Bhuttama Viharajaya Tathagataya Arudo Samma Sambuddhaya Sasavaka Sanghaya Namo Bhagavato Ariya Jnana Sagara Bhuttama Viharajaya Tathagataya Arudo Samma Sambuddhaya Sasavaka Sanghaya Hemato Jayati Soko Hemato Jayati Bhayam Hemato Ipamuttasya Nati Soko Kuto Bhayam. We already talked a little bit about viriya. So about the viriya is simply the ability to do something. The ability to do something. No need to, for those who have tendency of overexerting the viriya, no need to pay attention too much at the viriya first. Can pay attention more at chanda, developing or changing the behavior of the akusala chanda, remove like change it into kusala chanda by putting more importance in chanda, especially chanda iddhipada. Later we will cause the other kind of iddhipada to arise more naturally. The intention to attain desired result by putting most effort in desired result is violent. The intention to attain the desired result by putting most attention and effort in the cause is skillfulness. And then about Samādhi. Let's start from in music world, in the art of music. There are some kind of technique in those who play the musical instrument, whether alone or whether solo or orchestra. I forget about the specific term for it, but in Indonesian we can say it as half sound. It means like this. Sometimes when the musical instrument player or the orchestra, they play the music in some range of so-called normal volume, normal intensity. For example, the piano player or the violin player, they will push the key, piano key, or push the violin bow with normal amount of strength, causing the sound is like in normal intensity. But when they play it, they can play it more harshly by inflicting stronger hit or shorter time. So like they compress the power to the musical instrument, so it produces sound which have stronger intensity. For example, the violin player, they can put stronger pressure on the bow to the string, and also they can pull it faster. Then it will cause stronger vibration and stronger amplitude, and then stronger sound that we hear to our ear. So there are normal intensity, stronger intensity, I forget the exact term, and the subtler intensity. When they play at subtler intensity, in Indonesian they say as half sound. That one can express very nicely. Okay, so the point is like the violin player and the piano player, they will start to play more carefully without inflicting too much power, but still need to be able to cause sound. Understand, no? If they decrease the pressure on the piano key and decrease too much pressure of the violin bow to the violin string, it cannot produce proper sound. So they still need to produce some kind of sound. It becomes like from, if the normal intensity is a person who is walking, if stronger intensity is like someone who is running, then the subtler intensity is like someone who walk like chicken. How to say? Using only the top of, using his toe, tiptoeing. Maybe a little bit like that. So some kind of quality of carefully but causing subtler or finer sound or result. So, although it called as half sound, but actually the viriya is far more refined. Can understand? Compared to the normal and the harsher sound, this one is the higher scale, because it's able to play out subtle quality of sound, finer level of music. This we talk in the term of music. And then for those who attain the sixth jhana, the second arupa jhana, vijnanancayatana, vijnanancayatana take the previous jhana citta as object, akasanancayatana. And then nevasanyanasanayatana take the previous jhana citta also as the object, akincanyayatana. The second arupa jhana take the first arupa jhana citta as object. The fourth arupa jhana take the third arupa jhana citta as object. Those who practice that arupa jhana, if tell them to compare, they can have that kind of saying or the way they express the experience of that. For example, the second and the fourth arupa jhana, in the way that they maybe can say the Vijnana Chayatana compared to Neva Sanyayatana, the second Arupa Jhana compared to fourth Arupa Jhana, if the Vijnana Chayatana is like 1 point, the Neva Sanya maybe half or even less. Until one extent can understand, no? The point is like, it becomes subtler. So also, in this entire universe, the so-called powerful things are being subtler and subtler. The viriya that needed to attain, for someone to attain first jhana is grosser compared to the viriya that someone needs to attain second jhana. But it is said second jhana viriya of course like more powerful. So the so-called power, the definition of powerful need to be corrected, because the society, the so-called powerful mean falling into grosser manifestation. But the so-called powerful in this entire universe is subtler and subtler. The difference between subtler and nothing is subtle mean still exists, not disappearing. If nothing mean disappear, like falling into bawanga. Okay. Many meditators nowadays can be said actually they already experience some kind of good improvement in Samādhi practice and also viriya, but because of so many things, the incompetence of many sites, the accumulation of previous bad karma and everything can cause miscommunication, language barrier and everything, cultural background and everything can, through the expression, can cause misunderstanding. For example, if someone feel, when they do any kind of meditation, just say like for example anapana, and then they start to feel like the breath as if disappearing, and then they feel very peaceful and comfortable, the mind like not so noisy, have a detachment feeling with almost everything. It's like floating and just staying in like some kind of frequency which is comfortable and quite detached from the body and everything. Maybe they are able to know what's happening, but like not to take it too seriously anymore, like previously, not so entangled with the 5 sense impression. At the time, if someone asks whether they know the breath or not, they feel they don't know the breath. So what you know? They maybe say they don't know what they know. Okay? And then if the one who asks is not skillful enough, they can easily say, oh, fallen into bawanga. That one is extremely harmful also. What happened? If someone accused like that, those who already start to experiencing the beautiful balance, beautiful harmony between Samādhi and viriya, which is growing properly, they start to put negative labels toward that experience. And the mind starts to avoid that level. But without the level, the deep, natural and powerful jhana is impossible. So whenever they reach the level, they will start to afraid, and then frantically try to seek for the so-called meditation object. without realizing that the meditation object already becomes subtle enough. Then someone need to understand that bhavanga means totally disappear, as if totally disappear. Someone like no nothing, disappear. It's like sleep. Bhavanga phenomena is like, for example, you sit and then like you know nothing, and then when you open your eye, already 3 hours pass. Okay, but at that moment it's like perfectly disappear, like you totally unconscious. It's different from you are not unconscious, you are conscious, and the sense of time can be disappear, but you are conscious. Although someone feel he don't know anything, but like this, need to understand at the time, according to Abhidhamma, it's very exact science that the mind cannot arise without aramana. So if the mind able to exist, the awareness, the consciousness is not disappearing into bhavanga, but you feel you know nothing, no object. It's not no object, but the mind already improves so fast beyond the current level of understanding and logic. It means the improvement is very fast. Okay, so also the state of samadhi can be declared or can be said as the feeling like half conscious, but actually it's super conscious. If they are subconscious, conscious, and then super conscious, samadhi is super conscious. But the state of super conscious, subconscious is like someone almost unconscious. Unconscious is knocked down. Subconscious is it happening in the state that the mind not understand, but it causes very tremendous impact in the daily life. Understand, no? And then the conscious is the one that people use the word aware, alert, that kind of thing. Most of it, for most being nowadays, is in the state of the lobha, dosa, and moha. Especially lobha mula citta. Right? It aware in the painful way, in the tiring way. It grabs the object like very tightly because of that tiring. Super conscious, very different from unconscious, subconscious, and conscious. Super conscious or samadhi felt like half conscious. Like you're not totally disappear, but it's like floating. It's like you still will be aware. This is especially the parikama or the upacara, especially parikama samadhi. We not talk about upachara and apana. But those who can enjoy or dwell in the parikama samadhi, they will already very close for the arising of nimitta, and then upachara, and then maybe apana samadhi. Okay, the parikama samadhi is the one of the most important step. If the parikama samadhi is not peaceful, sometimes when they want to improve to upachara and apana also accept so many effort. So what happens when they not yet attain apana samadhi, not yet attain nimitta, not yet arrive, the meditation is peaceful. When the nimitta start to arise, the tension start to improve. When they attain jhana, the tension even more. When they want to maintain the first jhana, the tension even more. When they want to attain second jhana, they exert even more effort. So, want to attain 8 jhana also. It becomes like very tremendous effort. It is not that kind of way cannot be done. That that kind of road exists using the very painful practice. But I'm talking to those who want to develop the way which Buddha taught in praise, which is more comfortable, but not pamada, not laziness. It cannot be attained with laziness. So the parikama no need to hurry, make it right from the foundation. So the habitual, because like the habit in the beginning of the childhood can influence almost entire life. In the similar way, the attitude of the beginning of bhavana, samatha vipassana, can influence entire practice. Those who already take refuge in the forceful effort, the journey will be quite painful for them. That one, samadhi is supposed to be peaceful experience, comfortable experience. Vipassana is more rigorous compared to samadhi. So, if someone even in samadhi, they already exhaust themselves, how to say about detailed vipassana, proper vipassana, okay? But should not think that vipassana is exhausting. No, that's according to the habit that one cultivated or developed. Understand? No? That's why I'm not pushing people to fast, to force themselves to grow in samatha vipassana. But if you're aware of the pattern, it's like I'm conscious or unconscious, whether it is conscious or unconscious, whether the person is conscious or unconscious, I try to put a proper condition for them to be able to launch their mind to the progress of samadhi more comfortably. For example, like in the past, like for the woman, they use high heel. Sometimes the high heel is very tight. They cannot put in their heel in the shoes without breaking the back part of the shoe. So in order to protect the shoe, because expensive, and to protect their heel, maybe they use some kind of plastic, which is they put inside the shoe, understand? And then they put the heel there, and then like what? Slide in. In that way, I try to put the condition for those who learn to be able to launch far more comfortably to the samatha and maybe later vipassana without causing too much scratch, whether on themselves or to the dharma, through the misunderstanding. Understand? About the half-conscious work, can I understand? So it's like when like even when you close your eye and then relax and incline to relax, sometimes when we say just relax, should not say just relax. When someone say relax, sometimes people start to ask nowadays how to be relaxed. The very how to is the trap. Okay, the very how to is the trap. Honestly, we don't know. When we say relax, it means inclined to be relaxed. Admit that we don't know. Most of the how to we don't know. Now I ask you how to breathe. Honestly, we don't know, right? It happened. But inclination is powerful. we have more, can say, inclination is something far more familiar, more like easier to direct. That's why just play in the level that we are quite sufficient, the ability quite sufficient. Don't venture into the uncharted territory too far. Easily get lost and torture ourselves and others. Okay. That's why gradually, no worry. So when inclined to relax, and then like allow your eyes to flip up, and then your tongue touching the top of the mouth, then it will cause very instant, like a little bit detached feeling from the five sense door. It's like a little bit floating. It's like sleepiness, but not.
Yeah, that's the question. How do you, sometimes you relax too much and then you start sleeping.
That one we need to reflect. Why? About the sleeping phenomena, need to understand there are two. First is sleeping because of exhaustion, lack of energy. That one is one thing. That one, like the sleeping is gross. And then the second, that one like entire body can fall down. Okay. The second is the mind in the journey of deepening the samadhi, but the viriya still unable to follow the refinement of the samadhi. Not remove the concept about relax too much or viriya too much. No, not about amount, not about quantity. Talk more about quality, refinement. Okay, so the relaxation impossible too much. Because someone not yet attain arahantship. Arahant is the only one who are the highest in relaxation. Even that not too much. Okay, refine enough. Refine or not. So when the sleep happen because of the mind, like when someone walk in trippy area, it can sleep. When the mind slip from the object, it fall into bhavanga. But it try to get up again. That's why it not totally cut. The stream of consciousness is not totally cut. Maybe the head nodding. But that one, like the body is okay. The body not falling down like drain of energy. It means no worry. The mind is learning very diligently. Just inclined to improve. Just inclined to arahantship. Just inclined to the goal. Inclined to what is the main object. But don't try to know the object. Don't try to know the object. Incline that the object is black. And then what happens? For those who already sleeping, and then when they arise from the sleep, they want the total sleep. When they arise from the total sleep, most of them will beat themselves up. And then because of that, they destroy very beneficial opportunity. Violence is never a good strategy in whatever thing. Whether in worldly success or, no need to say Dharma success. Non-violence is always a great blessing for the entire progress. Non-violence and indulgence is different. Indulgence is like, no worry, just sleep, even more. That one. Supporting the wrongdoing. Supporting the unbeneficial act. Non-violence is okay, we know lah, that one not good. But it already happened, no need to beat ourselves. Continue. Understand? Different. Then, when someone just arises from the sleeping, that is the best. One of the closest door to the very natural and good samadhi. Usually if someone just arrives from the sleeping when meditating, meditate and then sleep, no worry about how long, but as soon as it arrives, allow the mind to dwell in that half consciousness. At that time, we still forget everything. We still don't know how long I sleep. The question not arrive like how long I sleep, why I sleep, and other we should not sleep, and then okay. Before that, there are quite a moment of very great clarity. You even don't know about who are you. That is quite pure. Try to understand. So no worry. Just continue. No need to
incline in that.
Like this.
To stay
dwell
in that
there.
state.
Even the word incline is to gross forward condition. At that time, just dwell there. In the subtlety of mind. So like this, Kamatana is not a child play. If someone the wisdom is not good enough, if not refined enough, they follow the guideline, the major guideline, too rigidly. For example, the point like, oh, in samatha, you should always be able to know the object uninterruptedly. I think Buddha don't teach in that way, especially for nowadays people. Need to know many conditions also. If someone see in the past, one teacher, even Arahant, even have 6 abhinya, most of the time they cannot take a lot of students, especially in Kamatana. Even in pariyatti, also cannot too much, because quality is everything in this sāsana also. When someone start to think quantity about the human, especially, about the practice is different. About the new bhikkhu or the materiality, that one can cause much problem. It can cause deterioration of sāsana very greatly. In sutta can read, Buddha already said in the future there will be bhikkhu which is like not qualified in dharma, not qualified in vinaya, and they will give ordination. And it will cause even more bhikkhu which is more unqualified, like unqualified in dharma, unqualified in vinaya, and they also will give ordination. So when someone ordain a bhikkhu, that one is like taking a almost full responsibility also. It's not an easy thing. Even to become a upajjhaya, no need to say to teach pariyatti sāsana, no need to say patipatti sāsana. Start to understand. Really need to like dive deep, and it's like very deep work from both sides, the meditation teacher and the student. Even in pariyatti, the teacher need to understand the student condition, and for example start from which vitaka and in what pace, which is comfortable and suitable for the condition. And when the student unable to continue the learning the pariyatti, because sometimes some kind of kilesa can arise in mind, like longing about the house, the parent, and other thing. The teacher need to understand how to help the student come out from the condition so he can continue. Not like continue, you already take too long time taking rest. Not in that way. If a teacher, he don't know his qualification, he don't know his power, his ability, he will easily fall into violence. When they take too much student, they don't have time and energy, and then they only can, the rank of patient is very short. Then they easily exploit and use violence, and this harmful habit will start to continue. and it will destroy sāsana directly. This is pariyatti. How about patipatti? Patipatti is even far subtle and deep work. Even Bante Sariputta, if I'm not mistaken, only 500 students. Bante Sariputta, which is like quite close. So, you need to be very careful about this one. Therefore, this kind of understanding is beneficial for us to not overestimate our own ability and capacity. And the second is also protect us from too much reliance from people who we measure according to Dhamma and Vinaya. They're not having enough capacity to bear the burden of a student. But for our own benefit, just give them so-called some kind of burden or burden of expectation which is lesser than their ability to bear the portion. For example, they only have portion 10 points for us because already taken a lot by others. We maybe only can give them 7 points, and then we will be quite safe from any exposure. So, compared to the continuity of the knowledge about the object, I encourage more at first the attitude first. Why? Because what is the purpose of the samatha object? Is to help the meditator. Object is the device. Meditation object is the device to transform the attitude of the mind. This one can understand or not? It's very beautiful. So it's not the mind who need to be like the slave of the meditation object. Not in that way. Like if the mind don't know the meditation object did it, it become like slave. Not in that way. The meditation object is the device, is the stepping stone for helping the mind to transform its attitude, behavior, and approach. Therefore, those who meditate properly, the attitude toward the world and everything will start to change. Start to understand ourselves. You can see, if you live long enough, if someone meditates in wrong way, they torture themselves and force their mind to be the so-called slave to the meditation object. But this declaration, this sentence should be understood in quite mature and refined wisdom. This should not use to talk about others. This is to help ourselves out from this mess. Okay. Then we'll see that sometime maybe when they are in meditative condition, meditation posture for more exactly, maybe they are okay, quite peaceful. And then, but when they wake up, start to like changing the frequency quite far. Okay. There is the second condition, and the third condition, when they start to face or touch by suffering, by daily suffering. I start to the turbulence is greater. And the fourth, when they get touched by mental suffering, they are also even further. Also, it is good that, like, if we associate with, if we observe old people in whatever class, whatever way of life, and then you see, do you want to be old like that? Do you want to grow old in that way? Can be said also. Don't live in our fantasy about old people. Observe, and then the Sangvega will be different. Most people say old people think like old people, all old people are wise. But if you observe properly, after I observe until one extent, I have a concept like this. I really don't want to grow old in that way. The body have a lot of problem. The body have a lot of weakness, like the eye become weaker, the ear weaker, memory weaker, everything weaker. But the torture of desire, not weaker. The torture of the anger, not weaker. The torture of insecurity, fear, doubt, not weaker. That one is very terrible way to grow old, right? That's why when we observe that kind of phenomena, it will help us to have more samvega and also protect us from disproportionate expectations. When someone start to have more proportionate expectation toward the elder, he will be more compassionate toward the younger generation. We need to understand that we are the future ancestor also. Behave accordingly. But we cannot put this to the elder generation. We should not measure someone's wisdom according to elder or younger or what. Those who already collect enough merit, enough parami, already quite advanced in the samsara evolution, naturally they will be quite wise. But those who are not yet collect enough, maybe start a little bit slower, or not yet in quite advanced condition in the evolutionary process of the samsara journey, although they are 120 years, their behavior can as less wise compared to 7-year child, which is already an arahant. Understand? That's why, we need to learn a lot of things. And the point is about the Samādhi one. I will encourage people more about learn to dwell in that so-called half consciousness part. It's like if someone ever see those who like using drug, not drinking alcohol. Drinking alcohol, the effect to the body and mind is like it knock out the person. Okay, like when they drunk, it simply becomes stupid and wild, like gross. Those who use some kind of drug, when the sensation of the drug already subside, but the effect of the drug still exists, it's like they quite detached from so-called reality. Like they have in stone condition. So like they are like floating in something. Okay? Actually, those who learn about element, they will understand that the alcohol and drug is different. Alcohol is poison. It poisons the structure.
Yes.
And drug is more about the synthetic chemical structure or chemical structure which is quite close to the natural chemical substance inside the body. Hormone, some kind of hormone, for example. endorphin. Endorphin is endomorphin. You don't know? That kind of thing like serotonin, oxytocin, and many other things. For example, cannabis, quite famous. Huh? Those who check about the brain, they will find like there are maybe million of receptor, which is quite. They say it's cannabis receptor, but that is improper way to say it. It's not receptor for cannabis. It's receptor for some kind of natural substance inside human body, which cannabis have ability to like similar. But it's different. Okay, maybe only similar in one part, and that part is the one that touches the receptor. The receptor get full. Understand? Like get cheated. For example, the female hormone estrogen inside the lecithin, what the produce lecithin? Soy. Inside soybean. If I'm not mistaken, there are a structure which a little bit like estrogen. Even if I'm not mistaken, they call as phytoestrogen. Phyto means from plant. If someone eat too much, that one can cause the body maybe also experience a little bit like similar with what happen if estrogen become too much, but not that strong. The impact. In a similar way, the so-called morphine, cannabis, and whatever kind of drug, the effect is almost nothing compared to the internal drug. Okay, that is a good news. Why? If someone understands how to produce that substance inside their body, then they can experience what is far better compared to what they can get from the drug, external drug. That is one. And the second, it's cheap. And
no
then
side effects.
No side effect and praised by the wise. Yeah, praised by the wise. So actually the point that I want to tell you is about the half conscious. Incline and dwell in that half conscious state. Sometimes the manifestation is the eye will incline to flip up again and again, and the tongue touching the palatal area again and again. Those who use drug, you also can see the eye flip up. Okay, and those who attain jhana, almost all the time, the eye also flip up and the tongue press like melting to the palatal area. Why? Because the flipping up of the eye and the touching of the tongue, when the tongue resting in the palatal area, it will trigger many nadi and chakra. There are many chakra on the palatal area and also inside the eye socket. Then when someone sensitive is aware, as soon as they like that, the eye flip out, they feel very comfortable. Okay, and that comfort is not stuck. No, it's developing. That's why, but the development is very smooth. Therefore, sometimes they cannot notice that it's developing. But after, if someone learns to refine an element again and again, they will start to understand. So, why the refining of 4 elements is important? When someone dwell in that half-conscious state, the amount of the substance which produced by the body is cannot count. That's why I encourage it. Stay in the half-conscious without taking any chemical substance outside. Okay? And maybe a little bit information about the cannabis thing. maybe the word want to make it legal in some places. They only talk about the so-called health benefit for cancer and whatever. That is medicine. Cannabis is strong medicine. It means have a lot of poison. Understand? When they start to use it quite casually, poison will affect their body. There are already information that the state which legalized the cannabis, the amount of the car accident higher compared to those which not. That is only one thing. If they check about the amount of patients which die in operation table because the doctor used the cannabis, smoke the cannabis, it will find some kind of increase in the amount and many other things. So, but nobody, we are not involved in that. Then, 4 elements. If the earth element is too gross, what happens? Many coagulation in the body, many clogging happen. Therefore, like the end of the receptor can be said like dirty, covered by the dirt. It cannot be very sensitively attached, joined with the existing chemical substance in the body, the beneficial one. That's why it's important to refine Patavi. Those who refine the Patavi through the Bojana, they will start to feel quite comfortable from day by day. There are subtle comfort, like they like to say it's like brain fog when they do fasting. But actually, if perceptive enough, the brain fog phenomena, they say brain fog because they want the mind to behave in the way they already familiar. The so-called totally alert. But actually they want more in loga and dosa and fear. But if they start to make peace with the so-called brain fog, they will start to understand this is a little bit like the very well and soft and gently stoned by the internal chemical substance. Great. So, if you put a wrong level in beneficial phenomena, you cannot enjoy it. And like to attain Samādhi become like unthinkably difficult. And the second, why I need to refine water element? If someone flood the entire body, the entire system with too much water, or improper time of drinking, then even when someone drink that kind too much water, the electrolyte can falling down, the concentration in the blood, and he even can die. Okay, so no need to say about the microchemical substance. Like hormone is like far in less concentration compared to electrolyte. That's why those who refine the water element also very soon, even greater from the earth, they will stay in the half conscious level, far more stable. But the problem they say brain fog. So need to differentiate. Okay. The third, why fire element? Because like that kind of chemical substance, even though someone say endorphin, should understand that endorphin have many levels of quality. Those who stay in first jhana compared to those who stay in 8th jhana, if someone measure the quality of the endorphin in his system, you find the quality of the endorphin different. If they able to their apparatus, the technology is able to distinguish. Okay, but the quality of the endorphin, the so-called endorphin molecule is different. Understand? No? So we need to refine it. And also those who stay at the half conscious condition, because they want the ekagata strong, kama chanda become weak. not inclined to raga and whatever, can pay attention. And then, no need to say anger, quite far away. Even when anger can arise or some kind of lust or can arise because of the object, aramana, just remember, oh, this is more comfortable. And then the mind can comfortable.
Yes.
And like, that one is very great reflection. Why the fire element need to be refined? Like, why brahmachari? Why not entertain lust and anger? That one causes the fire become gross. The beneficial substance, like I don't want to say happiness hormone because it's not only hormone. Hormone is already quite gross. The happy substance, the happy substance in the body is very delicate phenomena, very delicate material. If the fire too gross, it break. Understand? It can burn easily, cannot stay long, and cannot. So if someone understands about the four elements, they will want to flood the entire body with the happy substance, the natural happy substance. Wow, I need to understand entire body have that receptor, not only brain. So if someone can flood entire body with the happy substance, they are like in the heaven, the seventh level of heaven and earth. Not in 1 until 6, because that one like a little bit like Brahma. 7, 8, 9 and other.
Yes.
Understand? That's why Buddha teaching to let go the karma and other kind of lowly pleasure is to encourage one to enjoy higher one. So need to intend like that.
And wind?
And then wind, if the wind element is gross, for example, another thing, everything that have connection with movement, it has connection with wind. For example, if someone talk, when someone talk, if you see a lot of people when they talk, they move their hand like very busily. The more insecure and sense of inadequacy and weakness in their mind, the more movement they will make. Okay, so they want it to incline to free from that also. Wind element causes the movement and the flow inside the body chaotic. What happened? The substance, in order to touch the receptor, they need to have some kind of stability. If the flow is too fast, cannot touch them. Understand? How? Being drift away, wash away. That's why it again, although the amount a lot, it remove again, cannot touch the receptor properly. That is the benefit of refining for element. Especially need to pay attention to in Uposatha, for Uposatha, the moon position. Moon have ability to encourage, to emphasize, to strengthen whatever quality that we develop, especially around that day and the day before. That's why those who have mental illness, or especially in women, if they have some kind of problem in their system, at full moon and new moon, usually they can experience improving of suffering. So they call the moon as lunar, lunatic. There is very bad association. Moon is not bad, but because most people full of bad things, it encourages. If someone dwell in metta and everything, it will cause become very strongly. Okay.
Terima kasih.
Two short set merit.
Sama-sama.
May the power of all truth, may the power of all merit, all param, may the power of all Buddha, all Dhamma, all Abhidhamma, all Vinaya, all Abhivinaya, all Sangha, all Pachika Buddha, all Araha, all Arya, all Bodhisattva, all Yamadeva, all Pandita, may the power of all beings, may the power of all five niyama, May I, may you, may all beings in the entire universe enjoy answer as soon as possible, as comfort as possible, as effective, as efficient as possible in this very moment now. Okay.